I'm back with another album review. For today's review, I'll be talking about a rock supergroup called Oysterhead. Oysterhead is a rock supergroup started up by Les Claypool, who happens to be the band's lead singer slash bassist. We also had Trey Anastasio of Fish on guitar and co-lead vocals, and Stuart Copeland of The Police on drums. Oysterhead were originally together from 2000 to 2001. They had a one-off reunion on June 16th, 2006, and reunited again in 2019. They are still together at the time of me making this video. Anyways, today's review is on The Grand Pecking Order. This is the one and only studio album from Oysterhead. The album was completely self-produced and was mixed by Toby Wright. The album was recorded by Oz Fritz at the barn near Burlington, Vermont, in April 2001. The recording assistants were Pete Carini, Chuck Eller, and Jeff Lawson. Additional recording was provided by Leff Lefferts, Jeff Seitz, and James Boblek. The album was mastered by Stephen Markison and edited by Stuart Whitmore at Markison Mastering in Hollywood. The production assistant was Brad Sands. Studio coordination was provided by Beth Montauri, and the mix coordination was done by Jill Collins. The cover painting and illustrations were made by Tim Slawinski. The album was released on October 2nd, 2001 on Elektra Records. The album is centered around hard rock, alternative rock, neo-psychedelia, experimental rock, and even avant-garde to an extent. And now let's talk about the songs. The intro to this album is Little Faces. This is actually a reworked version of I Am Oysterhead. Les and Trey go back and forth when it comes to vocals. Next track is Oz Is Ever Floating. This track is about recording engineer Oz Fritz and his beliefs in Dr. John C. Lilly. After that is Mr. Oysterhead. It seems to be about the character on the front cover. Next up is Shadow of a Man. This track is about some guy named Billy who served in Vietnam and sprayed Agent Orange. The lyrics also mention that he drinks alcohol and snorts amphetamines. Up next is Radon Balloon. Trey performs the lead vocals on this track. You follow it up with Armies on Ecstasy. The lyrics seem to be about a news report from USA Today stating that some soldiers in the U.S. Army are on ecstasy. That's followed up by Rubberneck Lions. Les and Trey go back and forth when it comes to vocals on this track. The track after that is Polka Dot Rose. All vocals are done by Les on this song. The track that comes next is Birthday Boys. This track is about the birthdays of Les and Trey, which are a day apart from one another. The track that comes after that is Wield the Spade. The lyrics are based on a speech from Nicolae Ceausescu, the last communist leader of Romania. Les provides lead vocals on this song, though there is spoken word by Trey. The following track is Pseudo Suicide. Both Les and Trey go back and forth between lead vocals. The second to last track is The Grand Pecking Order. Of course, this track shares the same title as the album. The finale of this album is Owner of the World. The lyrics seem to be about some unknown person who used to rule the world. In order to promote this album, Oysterhead went on a short tour. Unfortunately, the tour was interrupted by 9/11. They were supposed to tour again in 2020, but that got canceled because of the COVID shit show. They wouldn't get to tour again until the following year. When researching this album, I read that it mostly received positive reviews from critics. Hell, even Pitchfork Media had the decency to give it a positive review, despite the fact that I've shit on Pitchfork in the past for doing a shitty job reviewing certain albums that I like. Now for my thoughts. Personally, I really like this album. It's very interesting seeing Les Claypool work with Trey Anastasio and Stuart Copeland. In March of 2022, Les was asked if Oysterhead were going to make another album. He said that the guys are always busy and haven't found the time to make a new album. If you ask me, yeah, it's unlikely that they'll make a new album. On the plus side, the studio album that they did make is very good, and I highly recommend it. Another thing I need to mention is that in 2001, a shockwave game called Oysterhead Maze was created and features songs from the band. The game was lost media for a long time until it was found in December 2022 and uploaded to the Internet Archive. I'll leave a link in the description in case you want to play the game for yourself. And now it's the part where I question you. Have you listened to the Grand Pecking Order? If so, what do you think about it? What's your favorite song from it? Do you think Oysterhead will ever make a new album? Have you played the game Oysterhead Maze? Now let me know in the comments. If you liked the video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to press the notification bell to notify you of future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon with another video.